How's everyone? It's Saturday, right? It feels like a Saturday. Whatever a Saturday actually feels like. Um, I got a couple things to do, and then we'll dive in. One, I want to bring up my desktop. Easier to see comments, should we get any. Nothing's guaranteed. Two, I want to bring up um, the Course in Miracles to text. I usually have it up. I know exactly what I want to read or thereabouts, but I'm not quite set up yet. I apologize. But we're getting there. We're getting close. And as there we go. We're going to read through quite a bit of this, I think, if you're up for it. It's an extremely important chapter for me. Maybe it will be for you. Maybe it won't be. But we'll find out together. What I find is I get the message I am ready for. So I might hear something, I might read something, and not understand it at all. And I've been doing this for, let's say, man, I picked up a copy of the course in 90 something, 91, 92, 93, 93, so over 30 years. I've been aware of the course for well over 30 years. I've been studying the course for 30 plus. And not everything made sense. Not everything makes sense now. But it's like I'm putting together a puzzle. And each moment, every time I dive in, especially this time around, I don't know why I say this time around. It's not like I've left off entirely. But there's been varying degrees of my sincerity in my study of the course. Sometimes I glossed over it. However, it's always been in the back of my mind. It's always been in accordance with my practice of yoga and meditation and breath work. Everything has related to Course in Miracles. Years ago, in the early 2000s, a friend of mine who shared interest in all things spirituality, we went to services together for the Self-Realization Fellowship. It was in College Park, which is about a 20-minute drive. We would go there on occasion together, Friday night services. And he had asked me, did I think all the meditation we did, all the services we went to, all the studying, that it was going to lead to enlightenment? And I said, you know what? I think the way is A Course in Miracles. An odd thing to say, because at the time I was more studying the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda at the time. Buga says, yo, I recognize those glasses. You ever get freaky with a couple gay tweakers and a Rottweiler behind Denny's on Broadway in Atlanta? Was that you? Man, what are the odds? What are the odds of running into you, my friend? Grody says, you look like the type of homie that needs someone to come over there and help you go to sleep, as opposed to sleep, or just sleep. These distinctions are important. I don't want to, I don't want to just say like sleep and then you come over for sleep. Anyway, each time I dive in to A Course in Miracles, another little piece of the puzzle falls into place. Focus says, knew it was you, man. Not judging. Thought I recognized you. Keep on keeping on, brother. You too, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. So, chapter 30. You're near the end, chapter 30. There's only one more chapter left, 31. Not that we're finished. Not that we're going by chapter to chapter. We are reading what we're assigned to read. And who's given the assignment? it's a mystery. It's a great mystery. We could say, we could say it's the Tao that's given us the assignment. We could say it's the Holy Spirit, Krishna, Shiva, Brahma. I like Brahma because it has no connotations to it. We say God, we immediately think the God of Christianity. We immediately think the God of Judaism. We immediately think the God of Islam. So then we start making these distinctions. Which God are we talking about? Brahma? Brahma is just the absolute, the God of gods, the birthplace of everything. Anyway, it's Brahma that gives the assignment. I read what comes to me each morning, and it's always perfect. It leads me, again, it's just that other piece of the puzzle dropping into place. So here is chapter 30 of A Course in Miracles, and it is section 5. The real world is the state of mind in which the only purpose of the world is seen to be forgiveness. Forgiveness is a process, guys. It's not something that we do once and we leave behind. It's a moment by moment by moment. This chapter just hit perfectly this morning. So when we say that this is an illusory world, it doesn't mean that it is a world separate from the world of our experience. It means that we are only experiencing the dreamlike qualities caused by our perception, and we can't escape our perception until we see that they are not creating reality. They are creating an illusory existence, which keeps us bound into suffering. The stated purpose of A Course in Miracles is an ultimate awakening. It is to create a happier dream before we awaken. Who doesn't want a happier dream? Certainly I do. Hey Tandra, how are you, my friend? Tandra says, good morning, Yogi, in chat. Welcome. I hope your weekend's off to a good start. The real world, which exists beyond our perception, is the state of mind in which the only purpose of the world is seen to be forgiveness. Fear is not its goal, for the escape from guilt becomes its aim. The value of forgiveness is perceived and takes the place of idols. Idols are all the things that we put in place. Idols are chasing after career, chasing after money, chasing after faster cars, chasing after relationship after relationship after relationship. None of those are bad. It's when we make them an idol. The only pursuit of life is a faster car. The only pursuit of life is a better position in a job. The only purpose in life is a loving relationship. When we make them idols, they offer false hope. Now we're going to be happy until the relationship doesn't work. And we have to go to that next relationship. And we settle in thinking, well, this is the one. The thing is, any relationship that you're in can be the perfect relationship if you accept that it is an idol and not the thing itself, and then you practice forgiveness. Forgiveness, again, isn't the I forgive you for what you've done. It's saying, I don't understand what's happening, and I need a different way of looking at it. We're literally asking a different way of looking at something. Knowing that we can only see the world through our perception, and that it's an illusion, and that reality rests beyond perception. We don't understand why people do what they do. So if we try to forgive from that point of view, we're always left with this sense of, in the term of Buddhism, the Buddha called it dukkha, transitory, inherently unstable, which causes suffering, which is why when we say, I can't forgive this action, I can't forgive this person, I can't forgive this event or situation, because we don't understand it. So we ask, is there another way of understanding this? That's forgiveness. And that gives us the key to freedom. We don't hold a grudge against something we don't understand. We just don't understand it. So we don't have a grievance. We don't feel guilty. We don't have fear for something that we don't understand. We just don't understand. Let me dive back in the conversation, then we'll keep reading. Let's see. Uriel says, you make the world a brighter place. Thank you for being you. Well, thank you. Man, that was a incredible comment for me to start my day with. Sean says, hey, Eric, we had a great show outside of our house before 4 p.m. Search warrant for 727 Nelson Crescent, Napier South. They found over 100 stolen clothing, stolen goods, over 70 bags of drugs, and a few guns. That's pretty big. Tanya says, all good. Thanks, Yogi. Hope all is okay there. All is okay there. Thank you. Let's see. MBC says, Jesus is king. Well, I wouldn't argue that. Who am I to argue anything? So, the value of forgiveness is perceived and takes the place of idols which are sought no longer for their, quotation marks, gifts, are not held dear. No rules are idly set, and no demands are made of anyone or anything to twist and fit into the dream of fear. Instead, there is a wish to understand all things created as they are, and to recognize, and it is to recognize that all things must be first forgiven and then understood. So we don't understand anything until we forgive. We don't understand why someone did this, or why a situation happened, why an event occurred the way it is. We don't understand until we forgive. We think of forgiveness as, well, I understand that you hurt me and I forgive you. We're reversing that. This makes forgiveness so much easier when we say, I don't understand why this occurred. I don't understand why you did this. But I am willing, just a little willingness, to ask, can I understand? Can I forgive? And seek understanding afterwards. It is recognized that all things must first be forgiven and then understood, a complete reversal, a quantum leap of forgiveness. And it brings such a tremendous amount of freedom. It releases us from fear, releases us from pain. I don't need to understand why someone sought to hurt me. I just need to forgive. And in that forgiveness, I create a love and space in which I teach other people not fear, not guilt, not attack, but my own invulnerability to be attacked. I teach my own freedom. I teach my own lovingness. And we teach what we most need to learn. We also receive what we give away. So if I give love, I receive love instead of attack. It might seem like an attack, but through forgiveness, I see that everything is an appeal for either help and or healing. Everything is an appeal for healing. Someone comes into a live stream, it seems like an attack. In actuality, is an appeal for healing. What do we do when someone comes in and says, please help me heal? They don't even know why they're attacking. They think it's cleverness. They think it's because I'm funny. They think it's because whatever. It's all an appeal for healing. Every last bit of it. We have the right to perceive differently. We have a right to translate anything from an attack to an appeal for help, which makes everything so much easier. I gladly help people. I gladly help people heal. However, if I see everything as an attack, I'm stuck in fear and I'm perceiving fear, so my only course of action is to attack back. And it's endless. And we create a world of perception in which everything is based on fear. And it just perpetuates. Look, can anyone argue that? Turn on the news right now, and there's bad news being offered. And underneath that bad news, underneath the commentator giving us bad news, is a banner strolling through with more bad news. And underneath that might be another banner, infinite banners all the way down. I'm tired of banners. So if we are creating an illusory world of our perceptions that just keeps us suffering, bound to suffering, forgiveness offers us the means of creating a happier world. Let's see. Let me keep diving in here. The possibility of freedom has been grasped and welcomed, and the means by which it can be gained can now be understood. That's forgiveness. The world becomes a place of hope because its only purpose is to be a place where hope of happiness can be fulfilled. And no one stands outside this hope because the world has been united in belief. The purpose of the world is one in which all must share if hope is more than just a dream. So, everything's an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity. We get a chance to heal. So what's the purpose? The only purpose? To forgive so that we heal. We forgive so that we can heal ourselves. It gives us an opportunity. Can I see this a different way? Can I forgive this so I can see it a different way? Can I choose peace instead of this? Can I love instead of attack? And guess what? We're going to mess up. We're going to choose to attack. We're going to be unforgiving. But not forever. And not for long. Only for just a little bit until we practice. And eventually, hey Alice, my friend, how are you? Let's see. Ian says, I was given a profound question that to this day I can't answer. Tundra says, hi Alice, and hi Ian. Alice says hi to Tundra. So what's the question, Ian? I think sometimes we don't need to answer those profound questions. We need to live them. We need to let the question unfold. Sean says, has been causing chaos. Man, that's a lot of... I'm rereading your comment up above, Sean. That was a whole lot of stuff. 100 stolen clothing, stolen goods, over 70 bags of drugs, and a few guns. Sean says, has been causing chaos. So, how do we, that reversal of forgiveness that we were talking about, how do we do it if it seems that it's beyond what we're capable of doing? It's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. We don't. When we see that we don't understand why something happened, when we see that we don't understand why someone did something, and we say that forgiveness is the means of saying, I don't understand, but I would like to. We're never going to figure it out logically. We're never going to figure it out through the means of our perception, which is always perceived by the ego. So we say, I give this to God. I give this to God because I don't understand. Or I give it to the Holy Spirit, or I give it to Jesus, or I give it to Krishna, or to Brahma. It doesn't matter. You can surrender to the Tao. But what we're saying is, I will never understand perception because it's based on the ego. And I read this the other day, that we cannot evaluate an insane belief system. We can't evaluate a system, thinking system in place that is giving us a world of crime, a world of warfare, a war of people against people, neighbor against neighbor. We'll never understand it through the system that put it into place. So we need to go beyond it, and we go beyond it to the only thing that is true, which is love. And love is synonymous with God. So we say, I don't understand this. However, I'm willing to surrender this to love. I'm willing to surrender this to God. And then we live our life from that surrender, moment by moment by moment. Whatever comes to us, we say, I don't understand this, nor do I need to understand this, because I know there's an understanding beyond my perception. Ian says, the profound question I was given is, does mankind deserve to live? I couldn't answer it. If World War III, what then? Ian says, it's a very profound question for me. That is a profound question. Does mankind deserve to live? Depends on how we see mankind. My way of thinking, or my thoughts on the matter. If we see mankind solely from the point of the ego, which is an illusion, the ego doesn't actually exist. The ego is a fictitious thought system that we have put in place through what we've inherited from other people, from our parents, from our grandparents, from our siblings, from our teachers, from clergy, from books we've read, from the media. It's the narration, the thoughts we have in our head, but we are not the thoughts that we have in our head. We are the awareness to those thoughts. So, does mankind deserve to live as an ego? And the answer is no, because the ego doesn't exist. And it's the ego that attacks. It is the ego that thought of war is justified because you did this to me. War is justified because you have land that I want. War is justified because you believe differently than I do. War is justified because you did this to me. That egoic mankind does not deserve to exist because it already does not exist. It's fiction that we have given belief and put in charge of our life. Here's the mankind that deserves to live, is the mankind that takes back its true power of beingness, its true power of love, its true power of existence itself, where we show the world there's only love. Only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. So our goal is to see beyond the ego. This is why the Sufi tradition says, die before you die. Meaning, die of the ego before you die of the body. Die of the ego so that you can be reborn right now in this moment as a son, as a daughter of God. That's why in the Course it says each moment you can choose either the crucifixion, in which you crucify your brother, you crucify yourself because you believe you're a small, limited ego, based in fear, based in guilt, or you can be reborn. You can choose the resurrection instead. The resurrection is rebirth, and that means you're granting everyone to be reborn right in front of you in a new light, where they are sinless, where they are guiltless, where they are not attacking, but they are asking for healing, asking for help. Hey, Ginger. Easy says, good morning, Eric. I have a surprise to show you. Hopefully it'll be here for your afternoon live stream. I'll send you a pic on Facebook. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that, Easy. Tandra says, good morning, Easy. Ginger, my friend, how are you? You're up awful early, Ginger. Ian says, greatly appreciate it, Eric, on your opinion. You're welcome, my friend. Tandra says, good morning to Ginger. Devin says, hi, brother. Hello, my friend. Ian says, thank you. Thank you, Ian. So, I keep talking about this world being an illusion and dream. And that's hard for some people to understand. It's hard for me to understand because it seems so real, so solid. How can it be a dream? And I hope it makes sense, or it begins to make sense to us, all of us together, me included, that it is doesn't mean a dream that this doesn't exist. What it means is that it has a dream-like quality because we have caused it by our perceptions. And when we heal those perceptions to see reality, we see that none of the stuff that we made up, warfare, money, jobs, none of that is real. We still do it. It's a way of navigating through a dream world. However, we know another world exists. The other world, the world of reality, is always of God, is always of love. So, the dream world is a state of mind. However, the real world is a state in which the mind has learned how easily do idols go when they are still perceived but not wanted. Meaning, we still see all this stuff, but now we know we have a choice. We can choose love instead of this. We can choose peace instead of this. We can choose love instead of attack. Thus is the real world's purpose gently brought into awareness to replace the goal of sin and guilt. And all that stood between your image of yourself and what you are, what you truly are, forgiveness washes joyfully away. Forgiveness brings us back to reality. We see beyond the world of perception is the world of love. And forgiveness says, I wish to see love. I wish to see only love. That grants you such a tremendous amount of freedom and liberation. And above all else, I want that freedom. I don't want to be caught and bound by my own pettiness, by my own inability to not hold a grudge, by my own inability to heal myself of anger. I want to be free. Freedom is only found in love. The gap between your brother and yourself was never there. And what the Son of God knew in creation, he must know again. When brothers join in purpose in the world of fear, they stand already at the edge of the real world. So, let's leave it at that for today, for this morning. I'll read the last little paragraph, and I'm going to head out in just a little bit. Hey, Goga, my friend. Goga says, I am. Let me catch up on the comment, and then I'll read the last paragraph. Goga, my friend, it is nice to see you. Goga says, Eric, good morning. Ginger says, I went to bed early. Me too. I was in bed by 7-ish. I'm always asked aren't you afraid you're missing out on stuff? Going to bed at 7 o'clock in the evening. And the truth is, you know what? I've been awake at 8. I've been awake at 9. I've been awake at 11 p.m. I've seen it. I know what's there. I'm okay getting up at 2:30 in the morning. The morning is all mine. No one else is awake, pretty much. The only people who are awake at 2:30 are those who either can't sleep or who wish to be awake. And when you wish to be awake at this morning, you're in yogic traditions, it's called Brahma Muhurta, the hours of God. You wish to awaken early so that you can share in those hours of God. Commune. Goga says, great seeing you. Great seeing you. Ian says, hope you're doing great, Goga. Goga says, Tandra. All right. Commanding your morning. Tandra says, have a great weekend, everyone. You too, my friend. So here's the last little paragraph. The will of God forever lies in those whose hands are joined. Until they joined, they thought he was their enemy. But when they joined and shared a purpose, they were free to learn their will is one, and thus the will of God must reach to their awareness. Nor can they forget for long that it is but their own. Beautiful way to end it. Let's see. Goga says, Eric, don't forget the picture. Mocha is going to take the picture today. We're still trying to discover my good side. I said, Mocha, I need a photo, an up close. Can you capture my good side? And so far, we're at a loss. We're looking for it. We'll find it. It's got to exist somewhere, right? It might be from the top down. But Mocha is an incredible photographer. So she, if anyone can find, plus, she loves me. So if anyone can find my good side, it's Mocha. I'm looking forward to this, Goga. You know what? You are offering me a gift in so many different ways, so many levels. You're offering me the gift of having a conversation with you face to face. I'm really looking forward to that. You are offering me a gift of expanding on the things that I love to talk about. And you're offering me the gift of community. How beautiful is that? So it says, well, you have a lot of mods here. I do have a lot of mods. You know what? Think of mods in a different way. A lot of people have a mod in place to guide the conversation, which is great. But I like having an opportunity for people to connect with each other, to grow their channels, to share their message, to share the art that they put out. I was thinking about that this morning. It is all art. Everything we do is creativity. Everything we do is a creative expression. So what do you want to create today? What piece of art? It could be displayed as mystery. It could be displayed as dramatic. It could be displayed as humor. Who knows what it's going to be? But you have an opportunity to be a divine artist all through the day. Tandra says, hi to Stella. Goga says, Eric, you really are doing a photo shoot for this Sunday service? Not really a photo shoot. Mocha loves to take photos, and she's back in school because she wanted to finish off her GI Bill after she retired. She's going to school for American Sign Language and photography. So she's always taking photos for class. So I said I needed a headshot, and she said, well, let's do it. It gives her an opportunity to practice. It gives me an opportunity to find out, do I really have a good side? Does it exist? And can I show it? And can I share it with Goga? So I told Mocha, I'm going to be hanging out with Goga. And she was excited. She said, Goga, you absolutely love Goga. You're always talking about Goga. And I said, yes, I do absolutely love Goga. And again, I think of it as you extending a gift to me. I get to spend an hour, 2 hours hanging out with Goga, however long it is. And I love the Sunday service. I just love that whole expression. Sunday service. We're just here to extend love. That's it. We are here to extend love. And Goga provides a platform where that love can be extended a little bit more. More and more, I think of each. So I consider myself to be a live streaming channel. That's my main focus, is the live stream. That's why I do it 3 times a day. Every time I live stream is an opportunity to extend love a little bit more. It's a chance to be creative, to think of it as a jazz session. I don't know what's going to happen, but how can I weave a narrative of love through everything that occurs in every single live stream? And I love jazz. So, we can think of every conversation as just an opportunity. What do you guys bring? What do I bring? And what can we do together? What music can we make in any particular live stream? Sometimes it's going to be an angry note. Someone's going to come in seeming to attack. What can we do with that? How can we take that angry note and turn it into a complete song, a universe, one song of absolute love? Of course we can do it. That's why we're here. We're here to love. Only reason we're here is to love. Forgiveness is our opportunity to remind ourselves, oh yeah, I'm supposed to love. Yogi says, love you too, Eric. Thank you, my friend. And it'll be a great opportunity to have you on. So jazz music it is. Awesome. All right. Hey, speaking of, it was your theme music that had me, man, Goga's got theme music. How cool is that? And it had me thinking of theme music. And then when Tandra, as I'm giving her, watching her, helping out with some watch hours and enjoying her company all through the day, I find myself singing her theme song. And I mentioned that to her. And I'm thinking how great it is. Goga's got a theme song. Tandra's got a theme song. And that's when Tandra extended me that gift of love, giving me my own theme song. Goga says Tandra is so cool. Tandra is so cool. Here's the secret. When Tandra has all of her watch hours, I'm still going to be playing her playlist. I'm still going to be watching because it's become so much part of my morning. I'll have it up playing, and anytime I just need to hear a friendly voice, it's right there. Let's see. Goga says, I'll definitely have to play that song at the service. Tanya says, more songs than yesterday's live. I have you, I have your channel up. I haven't clicked playlist. So your new one will be up, and I'll be listening to that. More songs than yesterday's live. I'm looking forward to it. I had the whole live up, but I was in and out through the day. But again, I get the opportunity to revisit all through today. All right, guys, it is time for my morning walk. I appreciate you joining me, hanging out, listening to me. It's not always easy to do. It is not always easy to listen. I appreciate when you do. Tandra says, thank you, much appreciated. Have a lovely walk. Thank you, my friend. Enjoy your Saturday. I'm going to see everyone later today. I'll be cruising around YouTube. So if you're doing something, I'll see you and we'll hang out. Thanks, guys. Goga says, later, Eric. Thank you. My friends, take care. Enjoy your day.